So you know demons, right? Demons like to distract you, okay? So because everything is connected, I want you to think about the concept of parasites right now, okay? Let me take you there. So when parasites are being fed in your body, they are multiplying, they are existing, and they are running things within your body, okay? And what happens is that creates a sort of internal noise and a sort of traffic jam in a sense, energetically, right? Because these are entities and that is energy as well. So they've got their own sort of frequency and they're communicating with each other, all right? And the communication gets louder whenever you feed that entity, right? So say if you are eating something processed, you are eating processed food, junk food, circus food, you're feeding into this biofilm, all right? And they feed from the biofilm as well. So if that's happening and they're creating all this noise and all this traffic within your being, then how can you hear the Holy Spirit? How can you hear the Most High? How can you clearly receive the divine guidance, the divine communication and downloads and uploads and everything that you are here to share? You cannot. That is why we must practice the art of being. Now, I'm saying being instead of fasting, because you know what? I find that when we say, so I'm fasting, I'm doing this fast, it creates a sort of separation consciousness, right? It puts us in a space of like, we're not one anymore, rather than if we just focus on being and we're not feeding anything into the body, or we might just have liquids which keeps it light. We might just have high frequency juice, high frequency smoothies, and just do this in a cyclical manner, specific times, if not all the time, quote unquote time, and allow for one to just be, to bask in beingness rather than fast. Let's just be. Because the human body is very regenerative, and we are electromagnetic technology, advanced technology. And when we actually allow, just keep the body hydrated, and on a cellular level, so we can work with the juice, we can work with the fruits, we can work with keeping it at a minimal basis. We allow for the self to just express the Great Spirit in its fullness. So yeah, that's what I wanted to just share with you today. Because there's so much in society that just feeds into these parasitic entities, keeps them alive, keeps them thriving, keeps them growing, multiplying, and preventing you from receiving the truth, the messages from Great Spirit, to live in spirit. So yeah, that's my message for you today, and I'm sending you lots of love, and I'll speak to you soon on the next one.